Hey there everyone! Welcome to the first ever episode of The Queen's Crypt. As in the crypt, as in spooky scary. I'm gonna try something new instead of always vocal covers and such. So we're gonna try something a little bit different. If you've already read my post on the community tab. So we're gonna try some reaction content. So we're gonna differentiate between spooky scary, then we're gonna try some Karen shit, because you know, I work in retail, so it's always fun to see others' experiences. Hehe. So today we're gonna start out with a little bit of a spooky scary, because coincidentally one of the scary channels that I watch, Frostmare TV, uploaded a new video just a few hours ago. Depending on when this video will be uploaded, that might be even a week or 2 weeks. Heh. Because I'm so good at editing. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get this show going, and hopefully this don't come out as pure shit.
A night security officer at an old hospital shared this concerning incident. While guarding the entrance, she started hearing unsettling voices echoing through the empty hallways. She felt an unexplained presence around her during her shift.
Wait, what?
Then something strange happened.
Esto lo voy a dejar registrado porque son 16 de diciembre, 11 de la noche. Bueno, mira, esta wea está pasando hace mucho rato. Y yo acá estoy sola, weón.
Ayo! That's so weird. And then she pans over to the actual wheelchair, and there's no way there's any strings or people pulling that. You don't see anyone. Look.
No hay nadie.
What the?
Her footage shows a wheelchair moving by itself along
Hey.
the corridor. The officer had confirmed she was alone on that floor, and all windows were closed at the time. The security footage hasn't been tampered with according to the timestamps, but whether this was truly paranormal activity, or if there's another explanation, remains unclear.
No, okay, you know, most of the time I am pretty skeptical about it. I do believe in the paranormal, but I'm always on the skeptical side and looking for any sort of real explanation. But this one, wow! Because yeah, like I said, you see her pan over through the whole entrance of the hospital, and I don't see a lot of space where anyone could be hiding or something, or even the strings that could be attached. I mean, wait, let's
With according to the timestamps, but whether this was truly paranormal activity.
Yeah, no, look like there's no one that could be hiding here anywhere. It's like an open space. That's so weird. I mean, yeah, the wires could always be like at her direction, because the wheelchair does turn in her direction, but still that's a pretty weird one. And yeah, I think everyone knows that hospitals aren't really the most clean places when it comes to souls. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Activity, or if there's another explanation, remains unclear. This woman Morgan posted something really creepy on TikTok that her parents had sent her. They'd caught footage on the motion sensor camera sitting inside her dad's workshop. The thing only starts recording when it picks up movement. And one night, just after midnight, it kicked on out of nowhere.
Holy blurballs, Batman. Why is it every time that... yeah, I'm a little bit sick, so... I'm sorry for the coughing. Why is it every time that these videos are shit quality?
When they first looked at it, they figured maybe a bug flew by, or dust drifted past, or something totally normal moved near the door. But once they actually watched the whole thing, what they found really freaked them out.
Okay. Yeah, okay, an unexplainable mist. No, that doesn't really look that paranormal or unexplainable. That could very easily been edited in, especially because it goes in clear patterns. It could be like someone, I don't know the editing tricks and stuff, but that could very well be someone in a green screen outfit holding like a little light ball.
Her dad had left the workshop door open, and out there in the dark, you can see something pale just hanging around. This faint white shape floats side to side outside the doorway, moving in this weird way that looks like a ghost would move.
No.
It glides in this smooth, totally unnatural way and leaves this foggy trail behind it as it goes by. But here's what makes it even more disturbing. This thing doesn't just flash across the screen and disappear.
No, I'm gonna give that a fail. I mean, it might be something, but I'm saying no. Something's wrong.
Now, let's look at two night officers who got hired to keep watch over an abandoned hospital for the next few months. While working their shifts, they ran into some weird noises in the middle of the night, and they heard other guards talking about seeing shadows moving around in there before. Things got really strange when they started checking out different areas of the hospital, and that's when they both began recording everything.
Japanese plus abandoned hospital. That is some prime time material for some hauntings. See.
なんか女の人の声とかめっちゃ聞こえるから
I didn't hear him.
本当ここは相性悪いんだろうなって思いますね
I always love how nature took over these places. Please don't jump scare.
ちょっと待ってなちょっと今いや待って
Hear something faintly, but that could be the wind.
すいませんなんか全然
That could be the wind.
喋ることが思い浮かばない
One of the guards heard footsteps coming from one of the empty rooms, so he rushed over to check who was there. But he found nobody around. The weird thing is, during the exact moment when the guard was in that room hearing those footsteps, you can clearly see someone walking up the stairs on the left side.
What? Can you? Ooh, very
When they looked at the
plainly.
footage more closely, they found something even more chilling. While the guard was patrolling the second floor, he suddenly started hearing a woman's voice.
Ayo, that was... Yeah, that was like a white dress kind of thing. I barely heard those footsteps even. Why with the light? Ah, yes, toilet. Oh, that was fucked up. Oh my god, that was fucked up. Like, I live in a little bit of an older apartment, so the walls in between are a little bit hollow. And when there's a lot of wind outside, you can sometimes hear like a howling inside of the walls. You can sometimes hear like the "Ah." I first thought that was like in the video. What the fuck? I'm recording this at noon. I don't want to be scared at noon. But yeah, like, what? That was a legit voice of a woman. If you would hear that at night, if you're all alone, that is legit scary. Also, this quality is way better than the previous one. Oh, what the? No!
Right after that, he heard this really creepy laugh, which scared him so much he ran straight out of the building. When you look at the regular footage without enhancing it, it's hard to see clearly, but there's definitely some strange figure standing in the background. This figure wasn't moving at all.
Oh my god, no!
You can definitely tell that someone or something was there with them that night. The big question is, was it the same one they spotted on the stairs just before? Or could these have been spirits making themselves known?
Japanese things are always so much scarier. I don't know what it is with them. Oh my god. Yeah, alright, this one could very much be legit. I mean, it did sound edited in, but even though if that would be real, and I say a big if, that would be fucking terrifying. The fuck? Ugh. I guess that it's his job to guard at the security and like go search if they find something weird or hear something weird in the building. Like, you get paid for it. But yeah, no, I'm gonna find myself a better job. Another one.
This next clip comes from a different night guard who was working at another abandoned hospital. He had just started his job there, since the building was going to be torn down in a few weeks. During his shift, he caught something strange on camera.
Again, Japanese. Wheelchair is gonna move. White shadows? Huh? Did we see something? Ew, what?
What you're seeing is a wheelchair moving all by itself, which definitely isn't normal. Some people think a ghost, or maybe the spirit of someone who used to be a patient, might have been pushing it. Could this really be possible?
Nurse was like, yeah, we need that wheelchair for the patient in here. Thank you very much. Yeah, but it is scary. But that could very well be someone else pulling it into that room. If he would now go into that room, like that you see no visible cuts in the footage, then I might believe it, but at this point it's a little bit was one of those big giant arrows.
A couple moves
Yeah.
into this new house, and it doesn't take long before...
Yeah, see, like, we didn't see any footage of the room where the wheelchair was pulled into. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna leave it up to you, my faithful audience, to figure out if that was fake or real. I'm gonna go for fake, not gonna lie.
They start picking up on things that feel deeply off about the place. In the beginning, it's just little stuff, unexplained noises here and there, this constant uneasy vibe, and that thick feeling in the air, like the house isn't really as empty as it should be. That's when they find it, a hidden attic space tucked away above them. And
Of
inside
course.
are these weird stick-shaped things that look way too much like something you'd use in a ritual. Once they uncover that room, everything in the house starts ramping up even more. One night, her boyfriend's out and she's completely alone in the house when she starts hearing strange sounds coming from upstairs. Feeling freaked out and anxious, she grabs her phone, hits record, and slowly makes her way up the stairs to investigate and see what's going on. What ends up on that video is the kind of thing that would make you bolt for the door.
Wait, what? Was that a reflection or was there something in there?
Hallo.
Hallo, guten
Hallo,
Tag.
Kias.
No. Oh my god. Ugh. That looked like fingers. Did you see that? Oh my god, did you see that?
Hallo, Kias.
Ew. That looked like fingers. Ooh, okay. That could have been edited in, but that is a very good edit then. Oh my god. Because you have also like the frosted glass. I think that's a little bit harder to edit in, because you also have to count in the frosted glass, like I mentioned, and that's another whole effect that you have to put in then. Ooh. And that's a very small room, so for someone to hide in there, yeah, ooh. I'd say you move. Cozy.
Mi volt ez? Úristen, ugye ti is láttátok, és teljesen egyedül vagyok itthon a lakásba, és nem tudom, Ádi mikor jön.
Right as she gets close to the room,
Ooh, never mind, that wasn't German. It sounded a little bit German, or my language is just so bad.
there's a hand that slaps against the glass in the door from inside. It happens fast, but it's unmistakable and absolutely chilling, like somebody's in there, just waiting for her to get close enough to see it.
That was a very clear
She forces
hand.
herself to push the door open and go inside, but there's nobody there. The
Yeah.
room's totally empty. No person, no cracked window, nothing at all that could explain what just hit that glass. She's
That's
so
a
rattled that she
child
leaves the
hand.
house completely and waits outside until her boyfriend finally gets home. From the moment they discovered that hidden room behind the wall, the weird stuff happening in the house has gotten significantly worse and way more constant than before. There's still no solid answer or explanation for any of it, but one thing seems pretty obvious to everyone now. Whatever's been living in that house with them all this time isn't trying to stay hidden anymore.
It's unfortunate that they didn't show the video of them discovering that attic space, though, because I would have liked to see that. Huh. Because, I mean, the hand was pretty scary. The voodoo stick kind of thing looked a little bit like something out of the Blair Witch Project. My advice for those people, see that you get enough money and move the fuck out of there, or do a cleansing of the house, because yeah. But you know, as long as they don't hurt you, that might be okay. Scary tradition.
Anisha shared a video that her 4-year-old son had recorded. Like many kids, he believed in the elf on the shelf tradition, where parents secretly move the toy around at night and tell their children the elf comes alive to cause mischief. The little boy really wanted to catch the elf in action, so he set up a camera facing the toy to film it overnight. When he checked the footage the next day, he saw something that scared him so badly he ran.
Is this actually a tradition in America? Do you want your children to be traumatized? I mean, yeah, we really shouldn't be saying a lot here in Europe. We also have fucked up traditions, but yeah, I'm gonna count it as one of the worser ones. The fuck? Christmas is about cheer and joy and not about moving elves.
Ran to show his mom. Anisha was freaked out too when she watched what he'd captured.
Oh yeah, I saw something there. What the hell?
And I pushed them in my top.
The fuck?
At first, she thought she might actually see the elf moving, but instead, something much more frightening appeared. Like something from a horror movie, the outline of a child suddenly showed up on camera. The figure just stood there, completely still, then vanished in a split second without moving a muscle. But the creepiest part was how the child looked. People who've seen the video say the figure appears unnaturally thin, with some even saying it looked like a corpse. Anisha believes they caught a child's spirit on.
Ooh, wait a minute. I mean, it could be, yeah, but like, there's this weird. You can see the definite outline of the hair, the face, even pants. It's like a child with a bare upper body, only pants on. The arms look a little bit out of proportion. They look a little bit longer, but that could be the angle of their body. That could be like a picture laid in. It is weird. Like, don't get me wrong. But that's... I wouldn't count this one as real. So strange.
This video was captured by a concerned father who also realized that something otherworldly must have been going on in his house. And most of the time, this happened when he was all alone at home.
Why do you live in a house of paranormal activity?
Alright, check this out.
Yeah, check this out. Oh my god, that's almost like the same house. But the roof is just a little bit more slanted. What the fuck? Great reading material you have there, buddy.
There's this noise coming from the bedroom. But my wife and my baby, they're not here. They're not in the bedroom. This noise happens every day at this exact time.
That just sounds like interference, buddy.
Yeah.
It might be tapped into
There's
police.
no one in there. No one.
That's a little bit weirder. That's a bit weirder. Okay. Oh yeah, we're just gonna move on. We're just gonna move on. No explanation, no checking out the room. It's not like you're gonna sleep in there later tonight and your baby is gonna be there all alone sometimes. Ah, big red circle. Wait, what the hell? Ew.
A creepy face was peeking onto their property from outside,
Ew.
seemingly watching both mother and child. Some people think it might have been something evil coming from the forest next door. Is this what they captured that night?
Is from the same person or?
Pretty disturbing.
Because that looked like a mask. Ooh.
This teenage kid takes an old
I think we just went from one clip to another very fast. I don't think that was supposed to be in there.
doll out to a playground after dark and sets it down real carefully while keeping his camera trained right on it. It looks like he's waiting for the doll to do something creepy, like move on its own, tip over, or give some kind of sign that something paranormal is going on. At first, absolutely nothing happens. Then, all of a sudden, the doll just falls over on its own, so he has to walk up and stand it back up again.
Why an Annabelle doll? Those are just bad. Watch from a distance. Yeah. Oh. How did you fall? I don't know, because gravity. The doll doesn't really seem that stable. It's gonna fall again.
But that's when things at the playground get seriously weird. One of the swings close by starts swinging by itself, rocking gently back and forth like some invisible kid just climbed on. Nobody's sitting there, nobody's pushing it from behind. Just that empty swing moving through the darkness all on its own. Did the doll drag something back with it, or was there already something sleeping in that playground just waiting for the doll to show up?
That swing seemed a little bit too weirdly moving, like someone was pulling it. Like those weren't fluent motions, like someone was sitting on it. On the other hand, it's nice that they come to
And
the
after
swing
that
and
happens, they're not
they
about to
check.
hang around and see what comes next. They grab the doll, pack everything up, and get out of that playground as fast as they can. Here's hoping that whatever was making that swing move didn't decide to tag along when they left.
Nah, you just gave it a vessel to tag along. So, you're fucked. Yeah, you're pretty fucked. I hope you do a cleansing of that doll because, yeah, you're gonna hear something go bump in the night. Whee!
This next recording might be short, but it's absolutely terrifying and will leave you with chills down your spine. A driver was making his way down a completely deserted and isolated road in the remote Australian outback, forced to travel through the immense expanse of a massive forest, when he suddenly came face to face with this deeply chilling and disturbing scene.
Ooh.
Seen way too many movies for this.
You've seen way too many fucking horror movies for this shit. and still you go along and drive along in it. I would just have turned around and bye!
You're a go, mate.
His headlights cut through the darkness and lit up something disturbing. A person standing completely still, dressed in dark clothes. This figure did...
It looks like a mannequin. It doesn't even look like a person. The head is way too small. Looks like a block as a torso and like sticks for the legs.
Didn't seem to care that a car was coming. They wouldn't move out of the way, wouldn't step aside. And for a moment, it looked like they were actually waiting for him. The driver got really nervous and decided not to stop.
Yeah, no, those legs look way too sticky.
He hit the gas and drove right past the figure, trying not to look directly at it. But later, he swore he could feel that thing slowly turning its head to watch him go by. Something caught his attention when he glanced in his rearview mirror. The figure had completely vanished. There was no trace of it anywhere. No shadow, no shape. Just the empty road and the dark forest all around. Some people think it might have been some kind of dark spirit from the lower astral plane. A malevolent presence that didn't simply disappear from the road because it had left the area, but because, according to what they said, it was now riding along with him, seated right there in his back seat.
Yes, because it's a mannequin and it wanted to go home with you because you put it there. Yeah, very weird coincidence that we don't have a little spot of the clip, seeing that it disappeared.
Place called the Amman Valley Hospital, a maternity hospital that's been rotting away and empty for decades now. It originally opened its doors back in 1936, serving as a small cottage hospital for people in the area. After almost 50 years of taking care of patients, shifts in healthcare eventually shut it down for good. Since it closed, anyone who's gone inside says the whole building feels heavy, like something dark is still hanging around in there. There are visitors who say they barely got through the front door before this crushing sense of fear hit them so hard they had to turn around and leave. When paranormal investigators Elliot and Joe managed to get inside, they already knew the hospital had this really dark history. But as they started walking through those empty hallways, they eventually came to one corridor where it felt like something in there suddenly became aware of their presence.
I mean, hospitals always feel heavy, I think, even if they're still functioning. Like, I don't like hospitals, even on a good day. Hospitals are no fun. They're no fun. So if they're abandoned, I think probably those feelings multiply by 100.
And we understand this place has been abandoned for decades now. So you may not have had many people to talk to in these years. It'd be absolutely fascinating to talk to you about what this place used to be like, what life was like back then. And something you may not know is it's the year 2026 right now. Was that you?
No, didn't move.
I didn't
Oh, it's probably insane, because I think, what was it, 18 in the 80s? So the 1990s even? This was what am I saying?
It was
The
30s or 50s.
1980s, this was abandoned.
Yeah.
You know, when you say like this hospital has been abandoned for decades and decades, I would have thought something like the 1940s or something, not the 1980s. Wait, to make me feel old? I'm from the 1990s. Fuck you.
So 40, 50 years this place has been like this.
Fuck you.
Does it surprise you to tell you that it's now the year 2026? What was that? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. What was that behind me?
What? I don't know. All I heard is you running at me.
Did you not hear shh?
Yeah, I thought it was you
wasn't me.
running.
That was like that was like a ghost saying like, "Fuck you, dude. We're not that old." Like, you are an ignorant little twat. We are not that old. Oh my god, I'm sorry, that was just funny.
At me
That wasn't me. It was in there.
to tell you that it's now the year 2026. What was that? What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. What was that behind me?
Tell you that it's now the year 2026. What was that? What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. What was that behind me?
I think that was more likely a rodent, like a mouse or a rat.
2026. What was that? What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. What was that behind me?
What? I don't know. All I heard is you running at me.
Did you not hear?
From that angle, you can't hear shit.
Out of nowhere, this really disturbing noise came echoing down the dark hallway in front of them, and they both stopped dead immediately.
I don't like this.
I don't like this. Yeah, no shit. You chose to come here. The fuck?
What is that?
Yeah, that's just a building settling.
We're being surrounded. Generally.
There was something more louder.
What the f?
You keep your camera that way, I'll keep mine this way, because what the f?
Okay, those noises were more unsettling. That last one, that sounded like something was rolling along the floor, like a wooden floor.
Oh, me!
That was
What
a
the
loud one.
What was that? Oh, Jesus, man.
When they reached the spot, things got even worse. A heavy sulfur smell filled up the entire hallway. If you know anything about paranormal cases, that kind of rotten, sulfurous stench usually means you're dealing with something darker, something hostile, maybe even something evil.
I am starting to literally freeze now. That's
That
not
was a
you,
yes.
by the way.
No, I know, we've just walked past it. I've never heard it do that before.
That was a small yes. Yeah.
That would have gone off as we walked past if that we literally had to walk in front of it.
Yeah.
Go back a bit. There's no way that would pick us up from here. Impossible.
No, there won't.
No. It
Is
didn't
someone
go off
following
as-
us?
It didn't go off as you were literally stepping over it, so, yeah, no. Something's following you there.
If you are, that is absolutely brilliant. That's fantastic. You can keep following us. Like, 'cause that's not temperature.
No, that's movement.
Yeah. Let me show you. I'm going to do a thing. Show you where I have to be. I'm directly in the middle of it. There.
Yeah.
You have to be that close.
Yeah, this is where you have to be for it to... It's gone off on the other side now.
Seriously.
It's like someone's just walked away from me. I'm sorry if I've just walked
That's
up to you.
incredible, actually.
Yeah, it's like literally as I walked up to it, someone's walked to the other side. I'll walk away because I don't want to...
Out of nowhere, their motion sensor started beeping like crazy, as if something invisible had just walked up right behind them. As the hours dragged on, Joe began feeling seriously off physically. It started with just a slight headache, but then came thick brain fog, confusion, total disorientation, and it got bad enough that they both agreed to call it quits for the night.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I mean, sulfur smell, and you start to feel weird. Yeah, better to go and take in some fresh air. Of course, it could always be like the heavy air inside an abandoned building.
Afterward, both Elliot and Joe said they honestly think what happened to them inside Amman Valley Hospital was real paranormal activity, and that's not something they usually claim. So, what really happened here? Was this just an old, crumbling maternity hospital settling and creaking, or did these investigators actually step into a building where something still lingers and won't go away?
The fact it's a maternity hospital and not like a general hospital. Like maternity hospital, you would think like happiness, mothers, babies. Of course, yeah, there's always a lot of loss there too, like miscarriages and abortions and stuff that might happen there. So there's happiness, loss, sadness, but you wouldn't really think that something evil would be going on there, like demonic shit or satanic rituals or something. I mean, yeah, when it was abandoned, maybe some evildoers or stupid teenagers might have gone into the basement and drew a pentagram or something, you know. On the first line of thoughts, you would think maternity equals not that bad.
Sí me da miedo, pero tengo que venirles a lavar a mis viejitos.
Sarah works overnight security shifts with additional cleaning duties. One place she regularly handles is a senior living facility, and according to her, the activity never stops. The second she enters to begin washing clothes, the atmosphere turns thick and strange sounds start up.
Why is it always Sarah's? Like, I know that I have a popular name, but they always show up.
Los ruidos y se siente pesado el ambiente. ¿Qué será eso?
In her initial footage, she records from the washing area, mentioning that numerous elderly people have passed in that location, and relatives often remain close by, waiting for the deceased to be removed.
Para que escuchen, oigan.
While she's talking, you can hear gentle tapping coming from somewhere along the hallway.
Yeah, if you would stop yapping, then maybe we could hear it as well.
Estoy sola, estoy sentada. ¿Escucharon? Sal, no hay nadie. Demasiado triste. Aquí es donde a veces están esperando a recoger los cuerpos. Oigan, ¿escucharon?
Then at 2:22, something very unsettling occurs.
Again, shut up.
Escucho algo. Oigan. Se está escuchando el piano. Y no hay nadie en el piano.
Hello.
No mames. No hay nadie y lo estoy escuchando. Es increíble. No.
The piano appears to start playing without anyone touching it.
Y no hay nadie en el piano. No mames. No hay nadie y lo estoy escuchando. Es increíble. No.
A follow-up recording begins similarly.
¿Muchos ruidos? Oigan.
There's a subtle groan or murmur beneath the background sounds.
Se escucha como que gritara.
Yeah, that sounds more like screaming than a moan or a murmur. It could also be like a screech of something scraping against the floor. But it does sound like agonized screaming of someone dying. I don't want to think about that in a retirement home, hearing that. I worked in a retirement home for like 6 months, like secretary work. It's a heavy feeling there. You can feel the sadness in the air.
Como si hablaran. No es nadie. Se escucha que grita.
She stops moving, trying to hear better.
Screaming.
Que grita. Creo que es de acá.
Nope.
Oiga, hay veces que se oyen las sillas de ruedas que caminan, que hablan.
As if the sounds weren't disturbing enough already, a few minutes after that, this occurs.
Frase. Ay, no.
Wait, what? Hi.
¿Qué es eso? Ay, no. Ahora sí, mire cómo.
Her supply cart shifts forward several inches without being touched.
¿Qué es eso? Ay, no. Ahora sí, mire cómo.
You might assume the paranormal events are connected to the senior facility, but her next post hints at something more puzzling. At a customer's personal residence, the recordings pick up what resembles someone walking up the staircase, despite...
Okay, I have to ask my American viewers. Do all of your houses look like the house of Paranormal Activity? Because I swear, take this and put in the scene of the movie Paranormal Activity where Katie is... Was it Katie? Where Katie is like walking or that they're running away from the ghost. That's this stairway. Why do you guys all have the same ass stairway? Either way, it followed her home. It attached itself to her.
the home being vacant.
I'm gonna replay that for a second because it does sound like footsteps, but it also sounds like a walking cane. Like, listen closely. Listen closely. You can hear like a step, tuk, and then you hear like a tuk, like from a walking cane. Come on. You hear? That's something faster.
She also captured something similarly creepy at another job site. Something unnatural gets filmed at the staircase landing.
El cuarto del muchacho para que ustedes lo vean. Nosotros sí escuchamos a veces cómo suben, pero no vemos a nadie.
You can make out a dim shadowy figure behind the railing.
Para que ustedes lo vean. Nosotros sí escuchamos a veces cómo suben, pero no vemos a nadie.
Yet the residence is totally unoccupied. Nobody is here.
Y es que él falleció hace algunos meses. ¿Qué es eso?
She explains the homeowner lost her son several months back. The woman frequently wonders if she has been noticing anything unusual. That be fabric moving on the windows, the steps making noise, or entryways that occasionally close forcefully. She maintains his space exactly as he had it when he was alive.
Tocamos nada de limpieza.
So, what's the explanation of her constantly running into these bizarre occurrences? Is it the locations themselves?
I mean, the shadow you could like explain maybe something was moving in the sunlight. But the steps were weird. The steps were weird.
Space is filled with grief and death, or is she somehow drawing the supernatural activity toward herself?
Ay, no. ¿Qué es eso? Ay.
That was a very fun thing to do. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did recording this. And let me know in the comments which one you were believing or didn't believe at all. I mean, that's up to you. I love to hear your comments. I'm definitely gonna keep doing this. I'll see all of you in the next video. Either that's gonna be another singing march or another one of these new reaction contents that I'm planning to do. So thank you for watching and keep on dreaming.